Thank you for taking the time to watch this tutorial and learn more about the advanced features in Practice Web. These features can help you increase productivity and achieve a truly paperless office. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to use default notes, quick notes, auto notes, and group notes, find incomplete procedure notes, sign procedure notes, and set up procedure note security and permissions. Since there are so many ways to create clinical notes, we will go over each aspect in depth so you can use each note proficiently. Let's jump right into it. Default procedure notes. Paperless solutions are becoming increasingly popular for offices looking to streamline and simplify their note-taking process. The default note feature will add a text template to your procedure note section to assist in saving time when entering treatment notes. To add procedure notes, click on the Lists option from the toolbar located at the top of the window. Then, click on Procedure Codes. In the Procedure Codes window, you can search for your procedure using the by abbreviation, by description, or by code field at the top left of the window. In this example, we'll be searching by procedure code to find our desired procedure. Once you see your procedure in the main procedure list, double-click on the name of the procedure to open the Edit Procedure Code window. This window is where we can begin entering our default procedure code. In the default note section, there will be 3 tabs that we can modify: the completed note section, the TP'd or treatment planned section, and the default claim note section. Entering a text into the completed note tab will create a text template that gets copied into the procedure notes of any completed procedure. Entering text in the treatment planned note section will create text that is automatically added to any procedure marked with the treatment planned procedure status. Similarly, the default claim note tab will add text to any claim that includes quick notes. Quick notes are a great way to quickly add blocks of text and text templates to notes. Quick notes will allow your office to customize the text templates for notes that your office enters frequently. Quick notes can be added to almost any text entry field in Practice Web by right-clicking on the text field and selecting Quick Notes. In the category list on the left, we can see different categories for each group of templates. In this example, we'll create a category for a patient appointment reschedule template. To create the category, press the Add button on the left. Enter the name of the category in the description field and select the category that is relevant to the note template you are creating. In this example, we will use the appointment default type and select OK. Back in the Quick Paste Notes window, click the Add button at the bottom of the window. In the Edit window, you will see 2 fields, Abbreviation and Note. The abbreviation will be used to quickly add your text template without the need to go through any menus. I recommend you keep this short and easy to remember. The Note field will be where you type your note template that will be pasted into the text field. In this case, we're going to type in the message, "Thank you for the response. What time would you be able to come in for treatment?" When you're finished, click the OK button. If you click the OK button at the next window, your message is instantly added into the note field. If you want to re-add the note to your note field, just right-click the note field, select Quick Notes, highlight the category you created, highlight the template we just created, and press OK. If you're looking for a faster way to enter your notes, you can also type the question mark followed by the abbreviation you created for that template. Auto Notes. If your office has a template that you would like to use for each appointment, but the information in that template changes from patient to patient, then Auto Notes is the best solution for you. Auto Notes will allow your office to create large custom text templates that include text entry, as well as single and multi-prompt responses for multiple choice questions. To start creating your AutoNote templates, go to the Setup menu, then select AutoNotes from the drop-down. AutoNotes will take more time to construct, however, they will save your office time and money in the long run. Constructing the AutoNote prompts. To add your AutoNote, we'll select Add, and we'll start by entering the note's name. In this case, we'll name our note Crown Prep, and then we're going to start by adding in our prompts to construct our note. To add a prompt, click on the Add button above the prompt list. Once we're in the AutoNote Edit window, we will call our prompt Provider's Name under the description section. Under Prompt Text, we will enter what we want the prompt to ask the user, so I will add doctor's name, space. Leave the type as text, and in the default text section, we will enter the doctor's name. Leaving this section blank will allow you to enter free text. However, adding text will create a non-editable text to be added in. In this case, we're going to add the doctor's name and click OK once we're done. The next prompt we're going to add will ask if the patient is pre-medicated, so we'll click the Add button again. From the Type dropdown, we're going to select the Response option, and this will allow us to enter multiple choices of which only one can be selected, and we'll call this prompt Pre-Med. In this case, we will enter yes on the first line and no on the second line. After entering both options, we will click OK to save our progress. The next prompt we are going to add will ask for the tooth number, so again, start by pressing the Add button. In the description and prompt text sections, we'll enter tooth number, and under the Type dropdown, we'll select multi-response, so multiple teeth can be selected if necessary. At this point, adding our tooth numbers 1 per each line consecutively from 1 to 32. In this example, I'm only going to do up to 8 teeth. Now that I've added my desired teeth numbers, we'll click OK to save your prompt. Building the AutoNote template. Now that all of our prompts are added in, we can begin constructing the actual AutoNote template that we want to use for those available prompts. Now, keep in mind, the way that we format the note is the order that each prompt will be displayed, so be sure to keep things organized as you build your note. Now, we'll start by asking for the doctor's name. On the first line, we're going to type in provider : and add a space after. Then select your prompt provider's name from the available prompts list and select the Insert button. On the next line, we're going to type in the question, is the patient premedicated? Now, we'll select our prompt titled Premed from the list and select Insert. On our final line, we want to ask for the tooth number. Again, we'll add a space after our text and select our tooth number prompt from the right-hand side, and click Insert again. Now that all of our prompts are in place, click on the OK button at the bottom right. After clicking OK, the auto note we just created will appear in the list of various created auto notes. Now, we will see how the auto note looks in use, so we'll start by going to the chart module. In the Type Procedure Code field, we're going to add the code D2750 and click the OK button. Once the procedure info box pops up, we're going to click the Auto Note button above the Notes section to pull up our list of created auto notes. In the list, we should see our Crown Prep note we created earlier, and we will start by double-clicking on that note to initiate the prompts. The first prompt will ask for the provider's name, where we can then type in the name of the treating provider. Once we OK, it will automatically move on to the next prompt in the note, which in this case asks if the patient is premedicated. This prompt will only allow you to select one option, so the answer can only be yes or no. Again, once that question is answered, the next prompt will ask us what teeth will be treated. The prompt will allow you to select multiple answers or all answers depending on the number of teeth being treated. Once you click OK on the last prompt, your auto note will be automatically filled in with the information provided and will give you a customized note that you can use repeatedly for similar procedures. The nice thing about auto notes is they can always be edited even after creation, as the note is stored as a standard text in the note section to make for simple access. Again, the power of auto notes will allow you to expedite the note-taking process to be customized to the way that your office does business. Group notes. Group notes are a great way for you to attach a note to multiple procedures on a patient's chart. A small footnote before you go creating various types of group notes, there is a few criteria that needs to be met first. In order to create the group note, the patient's procedure must be first set as complete, which can be seen from the status column to the right of the procedure. The second criteria is all procedures must be assigned to the same provider. With that settled, we can begin creating our group note by heading to the chart module. To begin creating a group note, select the desired procedures from the bottom right patient chart section. Right-click and select the Group Note option from the pop-up menu. This will bring up the Group Note window, which will contain a few different features. Starting from the top, you can see that the date the procedures were added, as well as the date the note was added, are both listed. The user field can be used to specify who created the group, and the signature box will allow us to sign our note for future verification. The procedure box underneath that will display all of the group procedures associated with this particular note. The real bread and butter of group notes are the note section. be used with any of the previous note adding methods we covered in the video, including quick notes and auto notes using the auto note button above. Alternatively, you can also type in standard text in just the same way we did for our individual procedure. The best way to use group notes is in conjunction with the other listed notes to minimize your time spent entering and re-entering notes repeatedly. Clinical Note Management. As you've seen us do a few times earlier in this video, most notes will include the ability to sign notes for finalization. The signature fields can be used using a computer mouse, a Topaz signature pad, or a touchscreen device like a tablet that includes the use of a stylus. Once a signature is added to a note, the note is secured unless another person modifies the note content, at which point the signature will disappear and the note will be invalid. The only way to modify the note information after being signed is to re-sign the note again, which will save the user's signature data. While signing with a mouse is possible, it isn't as effective as a mouse cannot account for variation in pressure and will not be able to verify who is creating the signature. To demonstrate this security measure, we'll go into our group note we created previously within the chart module. We'll see that since our note is already signed, any modification to this note will automatically clear out the signature box. While note security is important to know who is entering what information, there may be times where a note is modified and we want to retrieve our old note that was added previously. To do this from within the chart module, we will select the Show tab from the upper right menu and select Audit from the list of options below. Using the Audit option will allow us to see all historical changes that have been made to the patient's chart, which includes modification of any notes. All your previous note entries will be listed here, including the note body, the time and date that the note was changed, and the user who originally created that note, including if it was signed. The audit feature doesn't work strictly for notes that have been deleted, but also for procedures that have been deleted previously, regardless of whether they had an attached note or not. Now, when working in a dental office, not everybody may need access to see this audit trail of modified procedures or procedure notes. To disable that view for certain user groups, there are two ways that we can achieve this. First way is by going into the Setup menu, then Security. We'll start by selecting a user associated with the user group we want to revoke this permission from. Then, look to the Permissions for Group section on the right. From that permission list, we'll search for the chart section and look for an option titled Edit Completed Procedure. Unchecking that box will bring up the Edit Group Permission window, which will allow us to set some parameters after an allotted amount of time. From this menu, the first option, Date, will allow us to set a specific date as to when the notes can be modified. The Days field will allow us to select any number of days after the procedure is set to complete to block any user from making modifications after that date. The second way to prevent modifications to notes after creation is by going to Setup, Chart, Chart Preferences. In the Module Preferences window, there is an option titled Procedure Locking is Allowed. This option will lock any procedure after it's been set as complete, so notes cannot be modified, but they can be appended. While this option is good in theory, it may cause issues later on down the road, as the procedures will not be editable or able to be deleted once the procedure is locked. This can cause issues if an incorrect procedure is added, or notes need to be modified, or any procedure info needs to be changed, as changing after completion will not be possible after the procedure is locked. So that about wraps up our webinar for the different types of notes to use within PracticeWeb. If you have any questions regarding entering or editing of notes, please contact our support team to receive assistance with whatever you may need. The phone number and email are listed below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to helping